and welcome to this week's episode of Madeleine Interviews Artists. And today I am joined with the wonderful Bella Band. Is that how you like to go by, Bella Band?
Yeah, Bella Band, and
Yep.
it is my actual name, but a lot of people think that it's a stage name or fake or something, but I was born with that name.
Bella Band. It's such a good name. Like the alliteration, it makes it so
It is good,
memorable.
but also there's been a few times where I've been like not credited on something because they've thought I'm part of the band and they haven't realized that that's my surname. So it can not be so good.
Oh my God, no, that's so
I know.
annoying. It's such a good name though. Like you were definitely born to be on the
I
stage
know, yeah.
with the
There's
name Bella Band.
apparently there's a scientific term for it, which is where your actions in life are driven by like what name you have or something. I'll find out and get back to you on that.
Wow, so you were destined. You were literally destined to be a
Mm.
performer.
Maybe.
That's wonderful. Cool. So Bella is an incredible multi-instrumentalist, singer-songwriter, and performer, and she has released two songs already, with I'm sure lots more in the pipeline, and has performed with so many amazing artists. And there's so much for us to cover today, which I'm so excited to discuss. But I want to talk about your own music first of all. So your two songs that you've got out on streaming platforms at the moment are incredible, Pajama Drama and Miles Away. Miles Away is like my personal favorite. That is
Oh,
just beautiful. So
thanks.
talk to me about your creative process when you're songwriting. Where does a song come from and how do you get it to recording stages?
Good question. So usually when I'm the most productive, it's when I have 1,001 different things to do and I should not be making music. But I end up like going into hyper-focused music mode when I should be doing something else. And so a lot of the time it's like maybe late at night and I'll literally just be on my bed with my laptop and just feel like I have to get something out of my head to record. But my process, I mean, I play flute, obviously do a bit of singing, and I kind of producer level with like all the instruments and stuff. But I live with another housemate, so I quite often rope him in to play some guitar chords or piano chords because I'm not much of a pianist or guitar player. So I love being collaborative, but it usually stems from like me on my own, trying to get an idea down and then kind of collaborating with some other people to finish it because I'm not so good at finishing my ideas. I've got a million and one things on my laptop, but not so many of them are finished. They
I
will be
think
soon.
oh, that's definitely something that I think a lot of creatives can resonate with, like almost the fear of finishing as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
Because, your songs are your babies, like your
yeah,
children, and then it's like, oh, but I don't want to let you
yeah.
out into the
I
world
know it's a
just yet.
perfectionist thing, isn't it? Because I've got a lot of songs that I did, a year ago that I was like, oh, I'm going to release these on an EP. Haven't released any of them, which is silly, but it's because they're not like how I want them to be. But then, yeah, so I need to sort that out and get flipping releasing.
You definitely do because perfectionism can sometimes, it can hold you back sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I mean, your songs are just beautiful. Like, I can't imagine that the songs you've got unreleased are not release worthy. Like,
Yeah, it's just, yeah, I don't know what it is. It's definitely a mental thing, mental block that I just need to get over. I mean, and that's why I released Miles Away in January because I thought, you know what, I'm just going to do it. And like, I didn't do any promotion for it or anything, but it was more to like prove to myself that it's actually simple to release music and it doesn't take that much effort. Obviously, you've got to promote and like have a plan, which is really good, but for that one, it was just to show myself, oh, I can do this and I can be more consistent with it.
no, that's a great message though, because music, in my opinion, should never ever be about like the streaming numbers
Yeah,
or the promotion side of it. It should just be you've created this beautiful piece of artwork and you put it out into the world. It's just like
yeah,
the shitty modern day music industry we live in, where it's like if you don't go viral,
yeah.
you're
Oh
worthless,
God.
which is just so,
Yeah.
it's so
And
not
I think
true.
those are the things that actually translate to people. Like if you're putting something out because you really like it and you care about it and you've spent a lot of time on it, then eventually you like will draw the people that also like that too. It translates quite well to an audience. Whereas if you're doing something to go viral, yeah, you could have like, one hit wonder, but it's not like I don't know. I don't know if that's sustainable. It's also
Mm.
probably not sustainable for your brain. Like for your brain, it's just good to do what you want rather than be driven by views or numbers or streams.
Yeah, I totally agree. And that in all of the interviews I've done so far, that's become a bit of a through line of make the music that you want to hear and
Mm.
that you love, because if you love it, someone else is bound to love it
Yeah.
as well. Yeah, would you agree with that as
Oh
someone?
yeah, completely, completely. I think if you're like, capable at what you're doing and you like what you're doing, eventually that's gonna pay off. So don't try and shape what you're doing to fit something else.
No, I completely understand. With your two songs, you got Pajama Drama and Miles Away. Why was there such a gap in between
Gosh, there was a
releasing those
gap,
two
wasn't there?
songs? Because
Oh,
Pajama Drama is beautiful. It's this like neo soul-y, kind of almost
thanks.
a bit hip
That was
hoppy.
like the first thing I ever made. So now I look back on that and I'm like, oh gosh. But it's quite a fun song. And it's very me from that time, which was it 2023? So
I think
years ago.
so.
Um, and it is a fun song. So why the gap? Because so I guess I'm a musician. I play for other people, so that's like where I work for other bands, other artists. I'm also an actor, so like that's
Wow.
another kettle of fish where you're auditioning. I also want to write for TV as well. So like I've got that project as well, and then also money earning projects, which can be anything from like waitressing to, oh my gosh, the other week I was dressed as a Tamagotchi mascot. I don't know if you saw that. I don't think I put it on TikTok, but I might do a vlog of it. But oh, it was horrendous. It was hilarious for the first 10 minutes. And then I was like, I can never do this again. But what is my point here? My point is that I've got so many like different creative projects and also need to earn money to pay my rent. So there was a big gap with the music making where I kind of thought, making my own music wasn't something that's going to make me money. So I prioritized other things instead, but still kept on making loads of stuff. I just didn't really feel like I've always been like, oh, I'm not an artist, I'm not a singer. I want to be an actor and I want to play for other people. But actually, what I love doing is making my own music. So I'm coming into my era of I just need to put it out, whether I want to be an artist or not. Why sit on songs?
I completely agree with that. And especially someone like you who is so multidisciplinary, it's such a great way to showcase all the different things that you can do. And that's insane to me that you would say I'm not a singer because you've got the most beautiful
God,
voice.
I've always had a funny relationship with singing. I think it might be because I didn't get into the school choir when I was in high school. But I've like I can because I think my voice is quite like soft and I'm not a belter. So I'd kind of always internalized the thing of, oh, I'm not a singer. I can't be like a proper musician. But that's not true. There's like a place for loads of different kinds of voices, and it's just about creating the song that suits a certain voice.
And that's such a great songwriting tip as well, to always make sure that you're writing stuff that shows you in the best possible
Yeah,
light,
yeah,
which is a hard line, I think, to balance sometimes as a songwriter, because I don't know if you find, but you love all of these different genres and different styles of music, but actually sort of honing it down sometimes and being like, no, but what would suit me and what would show
works.
me in the
Yeah.
best way?
Yeah, it takes definitely takes time to figure that out because I think I ruled out a lot of things because all my voice can't do that. But then once I'd worked with other people and people had, said nice things about my voice or you would suit this and this, you kind of figure out your niche and where your voice, what world your voice fits into, which takes some time, but yeah, it's good when you've done it.
Talk to me then about all of these other hats that you wear.
Oh, God.
Chef hat, performer
So
hat.
yeah. So I mean, acting is where I started when I was a teenager. I was in a lot of CBBC programs. I don't know if you ever used to watch CBBC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was in. So basically, when I was 13, I decided I wanted to be an actor. So I found out like the agents of all the actors on CBBC that I really liked, like through Googling on like the family computer. And then I emailed their agents. I took some like headshots, which were me like with a sheet behind me, and sent them off. And like there must have been like awful emails with loads of spelling mistakes in because I'm horrendously dyslexic. But Then I got like, two meetings with agents in London, and I signed to an agent. Well, I told my parents, and they were like, "What are you doing?" But they were like, "Okay, we'll take you down to London." And I got signed to one of those agents, and then started booking like a few acting roles after that. So yeah, so I started off with performing, yeah, on television, and always did school plays and stuff. And I was in a band at school as well. Acting was always my like number one focus, and so I went to drama school, did a degree in actor musicianship, which is an acting degree, but where you have to compose the music and play the music in the shows. So that really developed my skills as a musician because I went just playing flute and I left playing saxophone, piccolo, bit of keys, bass guitar. And then after graduating drama school, I was like, gosh, auditions are not coming through. I wasn't getting very many at all. So I thought, I better like monetize my musical skills because I love music. So why don't I try and make this a career rather than just a passion?
Wow, what a journey you've been on. That's incredible. What CBBC shows were you in?
Well, I don't how old are you? I feel like
I'm
you might be
24.
24. Okay, I'm also 24. Um, I was in a thing called Young Dracula. Yeah, do you know it? The vampire drama.
Were you actually?
Yeah, but I was in the fifth series, so I think it was less popular by the fifth series. So you might not have seen it, but I was like the main vampire Vlad's long lost half human sister.
Wait, I have to Google this
Yeah,
right
Google it.
now.
And I
Oh,
did do a TikTok about it recently because I thought I better milk my child actor days.
yeah, definitely for the views.
I played a character called George. It was like a tomboy.
Is
I love
that you?
Yeah, that's me. Yeah. Looking very scared there.
Wow. No, I actually do remember that. That's insane.
Great series. Like I think a lot of the humor was very adult. I'm honestly tempted to rewatch it now, or maybe not. That might be a bit too self-indulgent.
No, oh
But
my God, you totally need to start a TikTok series,
I
like
should do, yeah.
rewatching my CBBC roles.
Because I had a TikTok go viral a few weeks ago, or maybe months ago now. So many of the comments were, you were in this, or you were in that, or I recognize you from this. I was like, oh my God, I didn't know there was like a whole world where people remember these shows.
No, CBBC like, for our age group was just iconic because it was the only thing on after school.
Yeah.
And so everybody watched CBBC.
Yeah.
Wow, you are an icon for
Thank you.
this generation. That's insane. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there was
Wow.
also a program called So Awkward, but I think you might be a bit old for that maybe. But it was like a school comedy. I was like a recurring role that just had one line. So I'd pop up, say this catchphrase, and then I'd disappear for about four episodes. That's one that people often comment, "Oh, were you in So Awkward?" And
Oh
I'm
my
like, wow, how
God.
do these kids remember this stuff? Like, I wasn't in it much, you know. They must have a good memory.
I think as well because like it was the only CBBC was like the only thing on. They would just rerun all of the
Yeah.
episodes all the time. Wow.
Yes.
So is acting something you're still actively pursuing at the moment?
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, I was recently in an episode of Casualty, you know, like the medical
Wow.
and the Samsung advert, weirdly enough. And I still audition for stuff, just could do with booking something big would be good. But we
Mm.
shall see. I've got a new agent, so fingers crossed I'm gonna get more opportunities, I hope. But it's kind of like with music, I feel like you have more control over your creativity because I can make a piece of music on my own on my laptop or play my flute or meet up with friends. Whereas acting, it's like, oh, it's so frustrating because you feel like you have to wait for the opportunities. And I hate that. Like if I think you've got to just like try and create your own opportunities, but it's so hard with acting because your agent only gets access to some auditions, and then whether you get brought in, it's a whole nother thing. And then I mean, I've got the role before in some like well, in one big thing, and then they changed director. They brought in a girl who the director had worked with before, so it got recast. So it's like even when you do get something, everything's so volatile in the acting world. So it's a tough one, but keeping going.
And I think that that will help us sort of segue onto a really important conversation that it is to have in the creative arts of like balancing finances. Because as much as like we like to pretend that money isn't an issue sometimes and pretend like, oh yeah, we've got all the money in the world and everything's fine and dandy and you only show your best side on social media,
Mhm.
sometimes it is like a huge financial struggle. Are there any tips that you would share with everyone of like how to sort of balance earning enough money, fulfilling
Mhm.
your creativity, as well as yeah, working a lot
Yeah,
because you have to as
it's
a freelancer.
really tough. And I feel like I'm still in a process of figuring this out because some months I'll be like, whoa, I'm doing okay. And I've learned a lot of money. Well, not a lot, but enough money from music. So I haven't had to pick up, side shifts doing things that I do not care about. But then other months I'm like, oh my gosh, no music work is coming in. I need to get like a pub job or a cafe job or pick up more shifts. And that just, I mean, I don't know if do you have a side job as well?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, what do you do?
I work in administration for a sixth form college.
Oh, okay, education. How do you enjoy that?
I mean, it's good because it's like regular hours. I did used to work in hospitality and I just like the uncertainty of hours and like canceling shifts all the time
Yeah.
was just like too much.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I guess the important thing is, yeah, to find a something that can support you financially that doesn't drain you and that maybe gives you some sense of structure because the world of music and acting is quite unstable. So, but I mean, I'm still trying to do this because I definitely have not found that. But yeah, try and find a job that does not drain the soul out of your body, but still is like manageable. It's a tough one because sometimes when I'd work hospitality jobs, you're so tired if it's like late hours and then you have no energy you don't feel like being creative or anything. So, I mean, I guess with me now, music playing for other people is a bit of a money earner for me, and that is good because it's something that's fairly creative. Not always, sometimes it's like play exactly this, but it's fairly creative and it's in the world of music. That is really good when I go through phases of having a lot of music work. Yeah, and also I don't know if you've ever like played at weddings or anything, but they're really good money. So I need to get some more weddings.
So, do you have any sort of like tips or tricks, maybe to anyone who's listening and watching this, of how to sort of protect your mental health when you're like sort of running around between jobs and all this uncertainty?
Oh my gosh, I need to figure out the tips for myself. But I mean, for me, it really helps to have like a great group of friends around me and other people doing similar kind of things. So a lot of my friends are actors and we all have the same kind of problems. And I mean, so I live with one musician whose music is very good, who I could put you in touch with, but actually he is a man, and maybe you don't want men on the podcast.
No,
Um,
men are welcome as long as they're feminists.
but he's his name is Harry Jowett, and so he does his own music, which is brilliant, releases that, and then his money earner is sample packs. So he makes sample packs
Oh.
and sends them to Splice. And then I also live with a producer, also called Harry, and then a my friend Gina, who works in costumes. So I live in a very creative house. We all kind of support each other through those ups and downs, which is so helpful because I think some of my friends from back home, they all have very stable 9 to 5 jobs and, are climbing the career ladder. And I think if I was still in that kind of environment, I would feel very much like, oh gosh, the time is ticking and like I'm failing or all that kind of thing. But if you can surround yourself with people who understand, what it is to live as a creative, then that's really nice and takes the pressure off your brain, I think.
Yeah, so that's a good lesson as well. Like, have time away from like social media and screen time and stuff,
Yeah.
and actually interact with your friends like
Yeah.
on a
Yeah. I
human
mean, the
basis.
the flip side of having lots of creative friends is that on social media you see everyone doing, everything so well and getting this opportunity and that. So it is hard to not compare yourself. Once you can kind of see, like if you can see everyone around you as like you're all, trying to build your own thing and everyone can help each other out and nobody's actually in a race against each other. We've all got our own timeline. And isn't it so nice that you can witness your friends and, people on social media doing great things? That's a good mindset.
That's a great lesson that to get out of the competition mindset,
Mm.
because especially going through like educational establishments where you're taught in a sense that your peer group are your competition, if you
Yeah.
flip that mindset and think, no, if we all help each other, it actually creates a really, really healthy ecosystem for
Yeah,
everyone to
definitely.
succeed.
Did you go to university or like music school or anything?
Yeah, I went to University of Sussex and did the music course.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
Was it quite competitive there?
it was no, it was quite a small year group. The issue was is that I was the only girl on the course.
Oh, really?
There were women in the music production course, but on the actual music course, yeah, it was just me and guys. So it wasn't like competition as such. I just sort of felt very like
Yeah,
ostracized
I
from
feel that.
the group.
Yeah, it kind of doesn't surprise me. Like most of the recording sessions or bands that I'm in, it is all men, which isn't a problem. Love a lot of them. It's just it is very male dominated, the music industry.
How do you sort of navigate that then as a female artist when you go into production spaces and you're the creative director of your songs? Is
Yeah,
that, yeah, how do you sort of navigate being heard?
it's a tr I think I'm still in a process of this, and I don't know if this is gender based or maybe potentially more of a me problem. I think I tend to be quite a bit of a people pleaser. So in sessions in recording rooms, I will maybe like put down my opinion. I will kind of like accommodate other people's opinions or musical visions more than my own. And it does tend to be with obviously a lot of men in music. And so I don't know whether, yeah, so I'm still, I think I'm better at it now, but I'm in a process of being like, oh no, it is okay to say what I want and and like saying what you want musically isn't, rude or coming across bullshit or all these things that I get a bit shy of. It's actually just it's your music. You got to do what you want. And if you're working with nice people, they respect that and it's collaborative. But I definitely used to at first really put down my own like expertise and judgment on things when I was in studios full of men.
Where do you think that lack of confidence came from?
Good question. I think it could be so. On my drama school course, there was, I think, 10 boys and 5 girls in our class. So that was quite male dominated. And it was just kind of a given that the boys in our class were the good musicians. And like that, I mean, we all bought into that. Like the girls bought into it, the boys bought into it. So it's like no individual's fault. But it's like that just wasn't true. But I don't know, there was some kind of belief there that the boys were the capable musicians. And so I don't know whether that fed into then my working life as a musician. I also think a bit of lack of confidence might come from when I was at school and I was doing acting. I really, because I left school for a little bit of time, was in and out to film things. I came back and I felt quite like alienated from my friends and my friendship group. This was in like year 8 or something. So quite young. And then I think I learned to like downplay my achievements or downplay my creative passions or like acting makes you weird and makes you self-centered and like expressing yourself through music or acting whatever that's like taking up too much space. So I think that definitely like manifested in me as a teenager, and so I'm still working on like no, it is okay to literally do what you want, make music, want to be an actor, want to do all of these things. Finding your voice is important.
I absolutely love how honest that response felt. It's so easy, I think, for people, as we've just said, to show like the best sides on social media, but to sort of share your experiences about how sometimes it is like a bit of a struggle as a woman in the industry, I think is so, so important to
Mhm.
keep talking about and keep sharing because
Yeah.
I'm sure there are so many women out there at the moment who like have all of these desires and dreams and passions, but because it's so male dominated at the moment, just feel like they can't enter
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
spaces. So yeah, have you got any tips of like how to sort of feel confident and feel present in yourself, like to feel that you can sort of enter those spaces and absolutely own the space? Because you do that, like all your videos of you performing on stage, you're
Oh.
just like, I am me and I'm here and I'm great.
Yeah, I think when I can just tap into the thing of like, oh, I know what I have to offer, and also I really enjoy doing this, so I don't need to worry about what anyone thinks of me. When I can tap into that mode, honestly, have a great time just playing. This maybe isn't to do with your question, but I think as a female in the music industry, it's quite important to, well, it's not important, you don't have to do it at all, but it's useful if you know how to produce because a lot of producers are men, and a lot of my friends who are brilliant singers who make their own music, they feel like they have to like find the right male producer to work with, and that's kind of holding them back a bit. But what I'm trying to say to one of my friends in particular is if you could just learn how to kind of produce, then you're giving yourself that power. And
Mm.
obviously there are loads of female producers around and more definitely coming up, but it seems quite heavily male dominated, the producing world. And a lot of female artists I know feel like they have, what am I kind of saying? Do you get what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah,
waffling.
no, I completely understand. It's like the automatic assumption that the production fields are the male spaces.
Yeah, and that you need a man to help you.
Yeah.
But I think if you can empower yourself and kind of give yourself more skills and like learn producing or whatnot, you then have a bit of control over your music and your sound, and then you can bring other people in, but you don't have someone else kind of in control of your music. Obviously, it's different for everyone, so I'm not saying everyone go and learn to produce now, but I think it's really handy as a woman to know how to produce.
I think as well, like even for complete beginners, it's really useful to have production vocabulary so
Yeah,
that when you're in the space, you can correctly portray, through your words exactly what you want. So you can still be the creative director of it, even if you don't actually, create the music. It's still
yeah,
really, really useful to get the
yeah.
vocabulary. Cool. So moving on, one thing I really, really would love to know more about is all your live performance that you do and performing for other artists as well. What is that all like, and how did that all come about?
Did that come about? I think so. The first big gig that I did was for Coffee with a K, who is like a Grammy Award winning reggae artist. I think her tour manager found me from Instagram. So this was,
Wow.
I'd maybe only been posting on Instagram for like 2 months at this point. I set up a music account because I thought I want to actually make a career out doing music. Posted various videos, got a little bit of traction. And then this tour manager got in touch with me and said, could you come out to Sardinia to do this gig with Coffee? And I was like, oh my God, like what? And that was really good fun. And then as soon as I did that, I knew I could get more work like that if I just kind of keep posting, which I need to get back on. I'm now right now I've got a few bits of like videos that I've been working on, and I'm gonna be in my content era soon because I need more work. But I definitely used to post a lot when I first started, then went through a phase of not, maybe in that time when I was focusing on other creative things. But yeah, so the live gigs, you just kind of start picking up more once you've got an online presence and it's kind of who you know. So once I started doing more recording sessions, someone would put me in touch with someone, or even messaging artists that you really like. And if you message them on Instagram and say, I'm a flute player and would love to play flute with you. I see you've got a show at this point. That's how I ended up playing with Jay Gray, who's like an R&B artist. Yeah, so then ended up doing a lot of live gigging. It's a bit of reaching out, a bit of who you know, but it's really fun. I love playing live. Good energy.
Again, it's about having the confidence to believe that you are good enough for these
Yeah.
opportunities and just like putting yourself out there.
Yeah, for sure. Because before playing with Coffee, I would have never thought that I would play with such a famous kind of artist. But then once you've done it, you're like, oh, all it takes is making yourself known to people. And if they don't reply, they don't reply. That's the worst that can happen. And you're in the same place that you were.
That is an amazing message.
Hmm.
So, to round off this wonderful interview, what can we expect from Bella Band going forward? What is in the pipeline?
Good question. Oh, okay. What is it right now? It's August. Oh, no, it's not August. It's July. So I'm going to, as I just said before, get on my content game. I'm going to start making vlogs of like day in the life of a musician because I actually find it quite fun. And as you can tell, I do love talking. Uh, so I'm gonna like try and be consistent with that. I'm going to release, I've got a few songs that I just need to polish up a little bit, get mastered and release. And I think one of them I'm going to release with Women in Jazz, which is a great organization.
Oh,
I don't know if
wow.
you've ever worked with them before or heard of them.
No, I haven't worked with them, but I know of them. Yeah.
It would be great to do something with them. Your music would work really nicely. So I need to finish that song and then that will hopefully be released via them, which would be good. I've got another song that I need to release that's got Jay Gray on it as a feature, who's the
Wow.
girl who I play flute for. I just need to kind of get a bit of a plan of action sorted, figure out what my releasing strategy is, or I just go for it and release them and do no strategy. But that would probably be unwise. But yeah, and I would love to play a live gig of my own music soon. I did get asked to play on a bus last month. for next month, so I might be playing on a bus, but it's like a cute bus with fairy lights. It's not just a random bus in London. So that would be nice. I guess with my own music, I'm not playing big stages or anything, but I just need to get my confidence up with playing my own music and also my setup because I want to kind of like loop things, cue sounds. And I did one gig like this last year and it was actually so much fun, but it was a mind boggle because I had to like be doing a lot and there was a couple of technical mishaps. But I feel like I'm in a point right now where I've finally got the mental space to spend time on my music and be like, right, how can I take this to the next level now? Whereas for a while I've been slacking, but now I'm ready.
Oh, I'm so, so, so glad to hear that because I need more music from you. Like
Oh,
Miles
thanks.
Away is on my like late night driving
Oh,
playlist.
really?
Yeah, that end flute section.
Oh, it's nice, yeah.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Oh,
I need more
thanks.
of that. Like
Because you
need
have quite a few like bossa nova-y tracks, don't you?
it.
So that makes sense that you would like that song. But yeah, I love your but you've got one called something about my boss. My boss
My boss called Ross, yeah.
called Ross. Yeah, that's kind of bossa nova vibe, and the lyrics are really funny, and your voice is like soaring everywhere. It's amazing.
Oh, bless you. Well, I have actually literally just started learning flute. I've had like four
No way.
lessons so far, yeah.
Oh, fab. How are you finding it?
It's so much fun. I'm a piano player
Yeah.
and yeah, transitioning to the flute has been hard because you can't see your fingers.
Oh yeah. No, you can't. I've never thought about that.
It's
You
where
just
when I'm
know
playing
what you're
piano,
doing.
you can kind of like you can see where you're going, but the
Yeah,
flute
yeah,
you
yeah.
just kind of have to trust that,
I just got to know.
yeah.
Because you've got flute on one of your songs, don't know what it's called, but there's some lovely flute. And I was thinking, who did that? Was that
Yeah, that unfortunately was not me playing. It was a wonderful woman I work with who lives in South America called Maria.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
yeah, no, she's an incredible flautist.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah, I would love to get to a point where I can
Yeah, I was
play
going to
like
say
you.
4 lessons and playing like that in that song. I was like, wow, you're a
Yeah,
teacher.
yeah, I should have said yes.
Yeah, what's wrong with it?
Cool. Oh,
That's
well,
great though.
thank you so much for your time.
Oh,
This has
thank you for
been
having me.
an absolute pleasure. Yeah, everyone, please, please, please go and check out Bella Band. She is a name to know in the UK. I can just see you like absolutely skyrocketing soon,
Oh, thanks,
becoming
Madeleine.
huge. Yeah, you've got such like a beautiful aura and presence, and yeah, your music and your songwriting is just extraordinary. So
Oh, thanks.
please keep going. And please, everyone, go follow and support Bella Band. She's wonderful.
Oh,
Thank you very much. Have you
thank you
got,
for having me. Oh,
oh, thank
no.
you. Have you got anything planned for the rest of your day?
I am actually going to, no, not really, but this means I've got the time to edit some things together. I was in Venice recently, filmed like a flute video, gonna edit that.
Oh,
So just a bit of an admin flute content day, which
wonderful. Cool. Thank you so much. And
thank you so
yeah,
much.
everyone
Hope to
needs
meet you in person at some point. Sorry, I'm really interrupting
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. No, definitely. And yeah, let us all know when you've got live gigs coming up
Shall
because
do. And
yeah,
likewise.
share those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you so much. And everyone have a wonderful rest of your day.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye.